Hello, and a big welcome back to Let Supreme Goes the Black Parade. We're going to play Mission 2 today, where Old Faces Fade. Thank you guys so much for your positive feedback on the first video. Whether you commented on the campaign as a whole, or that mission, or your nice comments about my playthrough, or my commentary. All that is much appreciated. Thank you very much, guys. This mission is quite a different setting from the first one. The first one was a very typical city mission. This is more of a manor mission. A throwback to, I would say, a mix between Lord Bafford's Manor and the Sword. Perhaps with a touch of Song of the Caverns. A little bit of that. Not to compare too much to the original game, but it is a love letter to Thief Gold. So you will see elements of many of the different settings, I'm imagining, with a very different design style, of course. And what I like so far, and I've played up to Mission 5, and this campaign is incredible. What I've noticed is that there's a different style of design in different missions, which of course comes from the fact that there are different authors. So I think that increases the variety, and the campaign doesn't get stale. By the same type of layouts and designs that you commonly get from a single author releasing a big campaign, which it doesn't happen too often. But anyway, we're going to load up the end of Return to the City, and we're going to watch the briefing and talk about our objectives.
It looks like Dahlquist has an interesting job for me. There's a merchant in town called Monsieur Halleford, who owns a ramshackle manor in the south of Shalebridge. He fancies himself an art collector now, and possesses a precious vase with diamonds that Dahlquist wants to acquire. Maybe we can pawn it to some fence afterwards for a nice sum of money. He assures me that Halleford will be away tonight, meaning he left the house to his house guards, and the word is they've been quite lax, as they haven't been properly paid for quite some time. This is a perfect opportunity to get in, steal that shiny trinket, and get out quietly. Dahlquist has provided me with a quick sketch of the manor. Looks like the place is stuck between several old buildings, so the interior is most probably quite narrow. There's a sewer access nearby, so I can always use it to break into the manor grounds, though I'd rather avoid the awful stench coming from there. I haven't seen Dahlquist in years, so I don't know if his information is truly accurate and reliable. But if it is, this job should be painless and profitable, and I really need the money right now.
Okay. Break into Messer Halleford's manor and steal his precious vase. It's most likely kept in the upper floors of the manor. Rumor is Halleford also keeps an expensive golden clock. Steal it as well. There's been talk of an extremely valuable piece devilishly kept hidden in a vault somewhere in the manor. Whatever it is, it should be worth quite a bit. In addition to the vase, loot the place for at least 1,250 worth of valuables. Show Dahlquist you haven't lost your skills by pulling off the job without killing anyone. Return to your entry point once you are done. Okay, so this mission can also be perfect Supreme Ghosted, just like the first mission can. This mission still keeps the very high quality, though I think maybe I would rank this slightly below mission 1. But it's still a solid 8 out of 10 mission. But I think that overall it is maybe a little bit too easy. I shouldn't say that too loud. Maybe I'll, bump into some difficulties along the way that was unexpected. But I didn't have that hard of a time Perfect Supreme ghosting this in my prep for this recording. So we'll see what this recording brings. A little bit on the objectives here. Although I don't know, because I haven't played far enough yet, but I'm wondering if Halleford is just an alias for Constantine. Because the briefing at least has very similar vibes to the briefing for the sword. And Halleford is an art collector, Constantine was a collector, and the Manor, as you'll see if you haven't played the mission, is kind of obscure and cryptic and maze-like and very abstractly designed in some places. Very similar to Constantine's Manor in the sword. So I'm not sure if it's supposed to be there's supposed to be a connection there or something like that. And the text in the beginning of the briefing also was from a trickster's tablet, wasn't it? So I don't know. We'll just have to see what this campaign brings story-wise. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and buy the gossip right away here so that I can read that to you, and then we'll restart without buying it because we can't really buy it for the mission. We also have a message from DrKubiac that we're going to read, and notice that there's no rope arrow still, and we can't access those in this mission either, and there are no lockpicks. Both of those will come in the next mission though, but these first 2 missions don't have those. We have a smoke bomb that I believe we saw in mission 1. And, yeah. Let's read this gossip. Word on the street is that Halleford's captain of the guard has quarters in a tower with broken windows that still haven't been repaired, despite his demands. Okay, so that's a hint to one way you can enter the manor. Let's do a quick restart here. Then we will start. Make a real save and look at the map. So Halleford Manor is all of this that is darker colored in the middle, and then you have streets on the outside. We start in the southeastern part. The captain's quarters that the gossip hinted to is in the northeast. So we can't go on the east side of the manor. We have to circle clockwise around to get to the captain's quarters. We are not going to enter there, but that's a very easy and viable way to enter. The front gates are here. Blue parts is access to the canal, or that leads to the sewers eventually. And there's a sewer access point in the west. That is what we are going to take inside, like the briefing mentioned. There's also a basement with the basement access that I will show you all the access points that I know of. And then inside, we're going to take a look at these as we get to the different floors. There's a basement, ground floor, and second floor. Let's first read this. The Citizens Below. True Stories with Privilege of the Baron, edition LXVI. Isn't that 66, I think? The Baron is an imperial light, only feared by the coward and the villain, a son capable of bringing back the warmth we deserve. But alas, the lion is criticized due to his audacity. Heed, his latest project, transformed Dayport into a perfume garden for our lords and merchants, princes, who represent the city and the known world. If Stone Market is its bosom, and Aldale its grey matter, Dayport could very well become the radiant visage our city deserves. However, this project was received with weak clamors and despicable vulgar sighs. This apparent and disgusting lack of respect proves that the city stagnates when its figureheads waste their time in the blight of the past, to the detriment of initiatives. Long live the hammer, long live the baron, long live the city. Okay, we're going to follow this servant here and take a look at an interaction that occurs. These guards here are not alert to us at this point. This is the manor, which is just amazing.
Hey, you over there! Halt! Ha ha! You'll have to do better than that, Tapper! Someone think this is funny? Oh well.
The servant will come back. Let's wait for him to come back. Here you can see a door that's locked. So you're not going to be able to go in that way. There's a pipe here. There's some open windows you can see on multiple levels.
Hey, I saw someone back there. Yeah, over there.
Think you're so clever. Okay, scoundrel. You asked for it.
There, so now he finally gives up. I don't think he goes back again. Here is a water arrow. Shale Bridge bookbinders. Can't go in there. You can't go in many establishments outside the manor itself. Down here you have an open door. Some kind of an engine room, and here you can see into the basement. Or actually the sewers, not the basement. And this canal, if you fall in, you can see there's a pretty strong current that'll take you that way. I'm going to show you a little bit there later. Another guard. Thing of interest here. Okay. Show you one thing, if I can do this. Good. Mantle up here. Here's an apple and a healing potion. There is a window that's open. You can't get in there, I think. I mean, I don't think there's a way to get up there. Here is a water arrow and a broadhead. That's how you can get into this pipe here. You can drop down to this balcony, but like I said, there's nothing of interest there. This is a way you can get in. Right here. And this will actually access the second floor. No, it will not. This will get you to the... Yes, it will. It'll access the second floor. And then you can drop down to the first floor because there's a walkway here. Here you can also go up here. We're going to get here a little bit later. But we're going to start on our merry way. Actually, let me show you something else first, too. Here, you can see there's a wooden plank there and some flickering lights. You can actually jump from here and mantle up that plank and go in there. There's some loot. We're going to get there from a different direction, though. You can also see there's a little bridge that's actually accessing the basement. So you can jump from that plank area over to the bridge. That's a way in, but it's not an intended way. But it is a way. Now, we're going to start. Filtree Street. If we go through here. Get into a little armory. What's interesting for us here is 2 stacks of copper coins, and there is a readable as well. 24th Zones, 833. 4 battle axes, 750 gold. Very good quality overall, though one has a blade that's a bit dull. 3 halberds from circa 780, 1620 gold. Beautiful halberds used during the Wars of the Crests. Okay, can't pick up anything in here, but... we've got our loot. So this switch here actually operates the front door, but then you will get alerted too, and you can see some guards in there as well. Here's a homeless guy that's sitting with his legs crossed. I don't think I've seen that in previous missions. Okay. So
I'm soaked and...
Scroll. Constable Thraves. Before I begin my plea, I must assure you that I'm an honest pie seller. My pies are made with 40% of unidentifiable meat, which is not something everyone can claim in these parts. That come fresh from the slaughterhouses in Grimstock. I even sell them at a price where I'm basically cutting my own throat. It began like this. At first, there was nothing but youngsters with nothing better to do than coming in front of my stall and caterwauling mockingly. That wasn't hilarious, but it was somewhat entertaining in the beginning. Now it's a whole bunch of jackbones that have the nerve to accuse me of using cat meat in my jelly pies. Every taffing day. My reputation is beyond ruined. Nobody buys from me anymore. I followed one of these imps, and to my surprise, they led me right to Barrione Street, where the so-called Honorable Guild of Tart, Pie, and Tort Makers Guild Hall is. I even saw the little brat getting paid by those taffers. They tried to enlist me several times in the past, but I always refused. It's a smear campaign, nothing less. I won't allow it, so I write this missive to you. Please help an honest pie seller like me, not one of these charlatans who use smear tactics and outright libel against independents. It's not my fault my pies taste way better than the dross they have the gall to sell. I'm eagerly awaiting the positive response from you, P. Engelman.
My back hurts. But that's better
Hey.
than toiling in the old workhouse.
Here's another water arrow on this trough. Odello and Sons, some kind of restaurant.
To die than make a living here.
Can't get in here, but some nice ambiance in this area. We're going to go into the public workstation a little bit later, but so readable here first. Jackow. I've been hearing odd noises coming from the eastern subjunction. I'm no stranger to those. These sewers are older than the builder himself, but I've never heard anything like this before. It sounds like rattling and high-pitched squeaking. I've worked underground long enough to know that that's not gases escaping from pipes. The problem is the subjunction right under the messer's grounds and is off limits to us, but an inquiry has to be made. Do you know anyone at the department who can provide a writ of access? Darren. So Jackow is one of the thieves, I believe, in Thief Gold. Quince and Jackow are the two that are mentioned together. Were they the ones that were trying to kill Garrett in Assassins? They might have been. I can't remember 100%. Comment if you guys remember that. Okay. So now, let me show you something. Here is some kind of pot cellar or something like that. Here's some loot. If we go over here and take those when we're visible,
Stealing from those is bad luck, you know.
he will say this. So, I wouldn't say that's in the spirit of Supreme to do. Although it's not an alert, somebody's obviously seen you taking the loot. So you can do this and lean over from the shade and take it. Those are worth 3. And now he doesn't say anything. That box is empty. Alright, so now we moved around to the northern side. So we're now here looking east. Be a little bit careful because the captain does walk back and forth in a garden and across a bridge. He can see you on the streets from here and he will give first alerts. He can be difficult to detect.
I'm sick of eating old fermental and dried pumpernickel every day.
So this goes into the basement, but you can't open it from this side. Here you can fairly easily mantle up to that signpost and over here into the garden. Here you can get up, I think. Nope. Here's the sewers. Here's that's not the same servant, is it, from the beginning? Blocked over here. And then you can't really go much further on this end. Stops here as well. Okay. So I'm going to actually go ahead and loot. This plateau is... there. You can go into the guard captains from here. I thought maybe I heard something inside. There are 2 coin stacks inside of his quarters, so we're gonna go there now because it's a little bit trickier to go from the inside, although it's not a problem, but that was a terrible jump. Yeah. 2 silver stacks and a loaf of bread. Nothing else of interest there. Let's see. We're gonna head back now to the public workstation and head inside the manor there.
I'm sick of eating old fermental and dried pumpernickel every day.
Oh. Okay, in here there is a mine. I'm gonna pick that up. Excuse me. And then somebody's obviously been here before. They've removed some boards. See, no, sorry, I was a little bit premature heading in there. There's a different place that I'm going to go into.
Nothing now.
Oh. Okay, he was stationed here, so he saw me when I moved earlier. I'm gonna head in here instead. This is where we're gonna go now. So here's a water arrow and a readable. Saw this Hightower Porknell this morning, haunting the streets of Smolderbach with his usual smugness, so bloated with pride he didn't hear the Gardeloo from the old Jurassic upstairs. The Gardeloo is when somebody is emptying their chamber pot, I believe. So basically urine, right? I think that's another word for it. Then it happened, covered head to toe with piss pot waste. You should have seen the look of his face. I don't know what he was doing away from Hightown, but it's always a great pleasure when the Baron's lick spigots get what they deserve. Anyway, back to business. Here's what I managed to scrape from Buckle and Weller's warehouses. 6 iron ingots and 2 bales of wool. Don't know what to do with this wool, though. Also, someone forgot his gold ring in the office. I hope it belonged to one of the Salpeter's men. I took it with me so nothing happened to it. But we gotta find a pawnbroker and go to the cockfight tonight. With the fat cash it'll get us for Lady Luck stops smiling at us. This ring is not one that you can find, at least not to my knowledge. Let's move past here. Okay, we get up to this location here. Here's a moss arrow. And there is a scroll. The City Tribune, 8/29/33. Loathsome murder at Gynebood's bathhouse. A most barbarous murder has been committed around Hightown, within the walls of Gynebood's bathhouse. Yesterday night, Mr. Gynebood Cornell, a most respectable bathmaster, was drowned inside one of his bathtubs by a fierce madman possessed by the wicked mists of strong liquors. The heroic men of the Baron's police apprehended the murderer, known as Knaup the Carpenter. One of the regular customers present at the scene commented he just wanted to force the bathmaster to drink a little of the monster soup that passes as water inside his house. But the mad beast was drunk as a barrel and didn't see he was drowning. More on page 8. Rain of food at Moatside. At the time of the Summer's Day festival, a whole roasted camel fell from above and broke down a patrolman's boat in half. Jessup, captain of the Aldale River Patrol, commented, "It's not the first time and surely won't be the last. The nobles up there seem to think it's funny to throw down food at us." The most esteemed Lord Waldorf, who owns one of the magnificent households by the moat, dismissed the captain's statement by labeling his words as scurrility and ridiculous slander without proof, of the like of a bored sailor trying to fill his boring existence with baseless stories. More on page 17. Okay. Let's head up here. Okay, here is a body, it seems like. The cheese and an apple. Gold plate that we need. Total 87. And a letter. Greetings, my friend. There is a large granite sculpture called the Keyhole Stone situated in a canal in Newmarket, close to a hall house. Apparently that was formerly the Old Town Criers Guild Hall, but I digress. The locals seem to think that it was placed there in ancient times as a memorial for some event. And an old fellow told me a story about a portal to another time or something like that. I headed there myself, but the canal was so full, despite the drought, go figure, I was forced to watch it from afar. So this keyhole stone, I assume, is the stone that we put in the Lost City. To get to the Lost City underneath the canal, right? We put the key into the stone, and it opens the passage to the Lost City. I assume that's the one it is. By the looks of it, it is 3 feet long, 2 feet broad, and it depicts 2 crossed keys under a large hole, hence the name. Could you please look into the city archives for more information on that? I'm looking forward to pursuing Feuillade's work on the city's history. Don't you find it strange that he suddenly died by ingesting spoiled meat after... And then, I guess, he died too, as he was writing this. Yeah, we got that key, didn't we, from the Keeper Sanctuary in Haunted Cathedral, I think. So here. We can actually get into the manor as well. So now we are accessing from the northwest location here. And I believe we are coming into the second floor. Yeah, I think the sitting room is there, so we're coming in here, aren't we? Something like that. We're not going to go in here, though. Let's see here. Can't do that. Can't do that either. What am I doing here? Let's see.
Hello?
Somebody sees us. Let's see. Why don't we just do this? Yeah. Nobody heard that. There's the captain in the distance. Be careful so he doesn't see you. Okay. Now we can head down the public works. I just gotta check something here. Did I? Oh, okay. I was worried that I'd forgotten to close a door or something like that. There we go. For Supreme, I always want to be, if I know the mission can be Supreme Ghosted, I always want to make sure that I'm, you know, not forgetting to close doors, or if I think I hear an alert, I want to just reload and redo it, just in case. So here's the mine like I talked about. Here. Open this door. There's a spider, as you can hear. Okay, we can wait there and sneak out. You can close that door from the inside, luckily. Okay. Go under here. Oh, you just open that door too. Okay. There are 2 water arrows in the sewers themselves. One here, and I believe one here. Yeah. There's nothing else of interest here besides just heading through
The
this.
sewers were one of the few things I didn't miss during my extended stay in the work camp.
Okay, we're gonna listen to a conversation now.
So, how much time do we got left?
Till tomorrow. The sunset chime rang 3 hours ago.
Well, at least we don't have to clean it. Everything flows out through the canal.
True, true. But still, guarding the privy's taffing kills me. And builder's bones. Why do we keep a post here?
'Cause the captain caught us black-handed sneaking a whore into the dormitories, that's why.
Nah, that I understand. What I don't understand is why here, at the privies.
Well, there's that canal. Probably in case rat-faced taffers crawl up it.
You taffing what, mate? Does the captain really believe a cracksman would be so foolish to crawl up through all that muck? No taffing way.
I mean, squeals, spiders, plague rats, vermin like that.
Ah, squeals.
Okay. So now we can head into the sewers. This guy just stands here. The other guy will come back down again, I believe. You can take the ladder up and look at the different wine barrels, but there's nothing there. So here you can go up here.
I can't believe it.
You can get to the kitchen. We're not going to go that way. We're going to go here. Here's a bottle of wine. So now we have reached the basement. So we came through the wine cellar now, so we're now waiting to head into the servants' quarters. And here's the bridge. This will be then the canal underneath that we saw from the outside barely. And this is the main section of the basement. There's a theater here, and you can go back to the garden, would be on the north side. So the gate that I showed you that's locked from the outside, you can unlock from the inside. I believe that's this one. And then there's stairs up to the foyer, and those are the ones we're going to take. It says here, you might think the sewer should lead you to the machine room downstairs. Yeah, we were already there. Then there's a door here, right in the room that we're in. It is locked. We don't have lockpicks. This doesn't operate that door. It operates the lights. Here are two broadside arrows. Okay. Can stand here and wait. So that's a guard that patrols the bridge, which is right out that door, and also comes into this room a little bit. So he goes over and has a drink, and then leaves again. Let's save it there. Takes you to bathroom. It's quite fancy. This can actually take you to the upper floor. that a little bit. Here's a dead spider stuff. We're not going to go there right now. Oh. Let's go back to that. Let's instead read this. Lily. Don't let this his deviancy lead him to discover the wormwood holes in the Mascarillion bookcase, or we're bound to rub every taffing piece of furniture in every taffing room with cloves oil. I don't want to see the new horrors he bought. This time he found an old torture device, and he wants us to put it in the guest room to challenge the old saying, there are tarts in Shalebridge that pretend to be virgin. There's still dry blood on it. Where in the trickster's fiery pits does this creep find his treasures, and where did he get the money to pay for them? Okay, here's an empty room. Here's a scroll. I'm sure of it this time. That old crumbling manor is full of secret passages. Henrik told me he found a few in the old part of the manor after noticing the messer vanished only to reappear at the other end of the house. I wanted to know more, naturally, so I decided to get him drunk. I had to have a really heavy hand with wine that time. He resists alcohol quite a lot. Sadly, I couldn't get much. He only said that it's better not to know more, and that we'd better find work with another master at the slightest opportunity before collapsing like an old piece of rubbish. I don't know about you, but this makes me all the more curious. Do you think he has places where he watches us sleep? Or even better, a secret treasury? Come with us tonight for our chores. The messer will be out, and Martine and I will go to take our sweet time looking for these infamous secret passages. Lily. Okay. So yeah, I didn't show you this, but if you head up here, you can get to the garden. This is the gate that we were outside of.
Who's there?
Inside there.
Hello?
This is the bridge. This is where you can jump over here. And here is a stack of copper coins. This is where I showed you can jump from. Let's wait for the guard to come west to east here. We have 142 now. So we're going to cross the bridge now. It's a little bit of a maze, it looks like on the map, but we're going to go through this area. We're not going to get into the theater here from the north because there's a singing guy there that will see us. Going to get one piece of loot, and then we're going to head through this room and out of the theater this way and up the stairs. I'll show you the other areas too. Too long of a jump. So if you land... Good. Oh, he saw us there. The basement here is actually one of the more difficult areas. We need to get in to take a piece of loot in there. Which he's looking at.
La la la.
What is this? A thief?
There he was. I found that if you go on this side, close to this mural here, or tapestry, otherwise he will see you.
What was that I heard?
So sometimes he sees you.
Just awful.
And now he comes, just have to wait. There was one viewer, at least, that complained a little bit on it being too bright in the first mission. That I have my gamma setting too high. Please let me know what you think of the brightness. This is a good way to test it, because I need to be able to see where I'm going. And I'm playing in a not entirely dark room, so...
Just awful.
12 tricky taffers took their tea at 2 today. 12 tricky taffers.
It's just a matter of waiting for the patrol to be right here. Can we wait in here? I'm not sure.
La 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 la.
Probably not.
Next is just who do I spy?
There, he saw us there, you see.
Grab stage. I supposed to waste my talent. What was that
Okay, barely.
La la la
Almost saw us there.
la la la.
Let's read this. I know you and your merry friends are in dire need of money, but I assure you the plays this guy gives us are frankly creepy, and the man himself is a nasty piece of work. Well, first off, that little theater is rather drab, but there is some sort of very peculiar thing going on with it. Not the good kind of peculiar, mind you, but it adds to the overall dreadfulness of the whole thing. The last play he asked us to perform was some kind of twisted tale of a spirit, or some such, eating his young and taking utter delight in bloodthirsty acts, with no repercussions whatsoever. In fact, it was written as if that were a good thing. And to add insult to injury, all of the female characters in it, who are supposed to be dryads or some nonsense like that, were in the nude. Can you believe this? In all my life, I'd never come across such blasphemous obscenity. We of the arts are open-minded, but this went too far. I, as our troops leader, vehemently protested and told him there was no way Helen and Beatrice would appear without any clothes on, dryads or not, even for a private play with him as the only spectator. He finally caved in, but I saw his glare for an instant. It chilled me to the bone, and it clouded my mind during that whole sinister play. We are packing our things and won't play there in the future, and believe me when I say you should stay away from Halleford and his house. Emilian.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Huh? What was that?
Okay, if I'm a little bit faster here.
Thought.
Okay, let me just wait for him to get in there. And this is a speed potion. And this is then the exit. You can flip it there to the streets that I showed you. It's right up here. There.
12 tricky taffers took their tea at 2 today. 12 ticky-tacky...
Oh.
Impossible.
Huh?
We're gonna head this way, but I'm gonna show you this area first. This is a makeup room, and then this is a water arrow. Just nice design to these rooms.
La 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 la.
Do re mi fa sol la ti do.
There.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
Clearly, this guy has too much free time and money on his hands.
There we go. So now we're at the other side. There's nothing down here but a little garden. There. So now we have moved across the wall here. And we've moved west. So we're going to head upstairs. I'm just going to show you guys. One thing first. Here, up here are 2 more broadheads. And this is the latrine. Alright, let's head upstairs. So, we are now going to emerge here in the southwest, and we're going to move our way around a little bit in a certain way here. We're going to take a couple of secret entrances and stuff like that. I'll try to show you all of those as much as I can. Artifacts. Anything in here? No.
Wow, hello there.
Evening to you. Now, if
when
you
are they
excuse
going
me.
to bring me my dinner? That's what I want to know. When are they going to...
What's there?
Okay, he saw us there.
Wow,
let's go this way.
Evening to you. Now, if you...
Here's a secret.
That's weird.
One of the last secrets I found in the mission. So it's south of this foyer, or south of this hallway, east of the foyer. Some ominous sounds here. And back here is a flute. Total 234. Keep this as a trophy. Alldale Archery Master, 828. This is just a little fountain room area, but you can mantle up if you use the trees there up to the upper floor. This area here can also be a little bit tricky. Notice that she opened a panel underneath the bar. She does that not to check anything, I think, but just because she's close enough. Sometimes enemies does that. On the counter itself, you have a fruit, and you have 2 apples on a grape. Now this guy is here.
Who's there?
Oh, he hears that. The sliding door is a little bit louder than other doors. Or the sliding panels, I should say.
Sir?
Two gold goblets, total 409. Healing potion in here. Then we are going to... yeah, that's right. There's a secret here. This doesn't have anything. Oh, can see through the door. I mean to do that. Make sure she didn't come back in there. There's nothing else in that room besides the secret. And in here... also nothing, except for back here. You can remove these stones, but you can also flip a lever behind them, and that opens this. That's allowed to do, because these stones are loose. You can imagine, you can see that they're not entirely sealing it. So that you can do. For Supreme, I mean. And in here you have a normal bottle of wine, and then you have one bottle that seems to be leaking something that's growing stuff from it.
I am not drinking that.
But it's valuable, so 534.
Help!
Wasn't fast enough. I don't think I have enough time there, so I'm gonna wait until she comes back. So this is then the bar area. So we're in a secret now, just south of the bar pantry.
See you there.
Okay. Let me know what you guys think of this mission. And if you like it better than the first one and whatnot. To me, I think it's on par with the first one. I just think it's a little bit on the easier side, maybe. But I mean, both of the first missions were fairly straightforward. I guess I'm looking at it from a ghosting perspective too, though. I'm thinking about all the... thinking about the different challenges for ghosting. So that becomes a little bit artificial, perhaps. Oh, he's back again? I thought he had a longer route than that. Okay. Okay, now we're dark. No, that's not what I intended to do. I intended to look at her, but not spotted. Oh. There. Let's go in here. We went into this room now. Here's a gold candlestick. $584, and then there is a secret here as well. And that actually takes you underneath the dining room. And here there's a moss arrow. Let's head to the northeastern corner here. If we can. Whoops. Bottle of wine there, total $634. Move this way. Here is a rug. Total $654. Here. There's another secret. Which you can take down. Some food here. Here there's a water arrow, and if you go down here, you can then end up by the spider. Head back to the basement. In this, you also have a moss arrow and a water arrow. This is the guard captain that we're going to see here, I think.
No.
Oh. Wrong way.
What's going on?
Here's purse. And that fountain there is also a water arrow. There, let me just count my bearings a little bit here.
Who's there?
We're actually going to take that secret. Because we need to get to the kitchen next, and that's the easiest way to do that without dealing with any enemies. Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
What's going on?
If we now go up this way, we will emerge from the basement here to the kitchen. Because we haven't done this section of the floor. We've done everything else of this floor, so that's better than having to go all the way back through that first floor there. Listen to a conversation first.
I can't believe it. One of these fat good-for-nothings spilled beer all over the floor in the upstairs sitting room. The sir will be furious if he sees it.
The sir should pay his guards better if he wants them to behave professionally.
Hush! What if someone hears you? Do you want to have your pay withdrawn for another month?
I, for one, think it's about time we had a raise for our hard work. The sir can certainly buy his awful exotic items and offensive paintings without any financial issues. Surely he can throw a penny or two our way.
Well, that would certainly be nice. Bring me some water, would you? I have to clean this.
Okay, so I took a valuable book and a purple vase from the rooms just north of the kitchen here. It's much better to do that during their conversation than when they're done with it. In the fireplace there's a fire arrow. There's also a couple of loaves of bread and stuff like that in here. So these are just mannequins here to scare people, I guess. Here's a moss arrow as well. And here, you can open this from the inside and get to that balcony I showed you from the starting point.
Is someone there?
We're not going to do that now, but I wanted to show you everything. Let's see. Get this, and then we are going to... head up here. We're going to grab a stack of gold coins from up there. And now, on the balcony that we mantled up from the outside, this has 5 broadhead arrows, if you're looking for that. So now we're on the 2nd floor. Head up here. This is an attic where there's absolutely nothing to do, nothing to pick up or read or anything. So I'm wondering if this is... I don't think you can mantle up there from the south. Maybe you can. So this is the part of the map where it says where to. That's where we are right now. Here's a guard section. Guard sleeping in a funny way. So now we're right above the foyer section there. Yeah, we're at the far east now. So here, this is just operating the lights. Here there are 2 crates that we're going to have to move temporarily. Just to get through here. Listen to that. I love the slight differences in audio or ambient tunes that are hitting you when you enter certain rooms. It's a perfect way to set the mood. The visuals is one thing. So here's a mummified corpse in a ring of mushrooms. And an artifact. Technically, that one was the outer one, so... there. And there. Okay, I'm gonna make a real save right now, because we are getting into part of the map that's a little bit confusing, maybe. But there aren't that many guards up here, to be honest with you. There's nothing under the stairs here.
Who goes there?
Okay, there is a guard here. So this area here, we're going down these stairs. So he goes... yeah, he goes this way. He goes to the upper floors here. Up the stairs occasionally. around the corner to the east, yeah. He does have a purse. Of course, we want to grab his purse. When he leaves, there's also another piece of loot there. Glass is up here on a throne. You can't read this. There's a weird location. Let's see, I think this is the... We're headed down to the lounge right now. We're headed in here and down. This door here is to the gallery. Okay.
Evening to you. Now, if you excuse me.
Let's see, up here I think there is a... Wait. Here's a moss arrow up there, at least. Should be,
What do I see there?
there it is, well hidden. Can't do that.
Evening to you. Now, if you
Let's see. Go out this way. There's a secret to one of the adjacent buildings, actually. Here we go. Here are 2 stacks of silver coins and 1 stack of copper coins. 978. And we're going to read these 2. The Excellent Gazette, bringing the truth since 827. Please donate. Fires at wayside manufacturers. An honest tannery caught fire yesternight. Anonymous sources confirm the origins of these fires are without doubt of vicious nature. This humble newspaper wishes to express its fears with regards to the recent arrival of foreigners from Cyric. Stay vigilant. Praised be Inquisitor Mosgus. Glory to the Inquisitor General Mosgus for all the hard work he and his disciples undertake. No less than 3 pagans have been freed from the trickster's blasphemous influence. The Excellent Gazette wishes to express its sincere admiration for our noble Inquisitor. You're next, heretics. Down with the Ambergline tax. The wretched gold lickers from the Mercantile Guild have struck again. On the first steam's day of Pampinosus, the Ambergline shall cost 3 silvers. How are the honest citizens of the city supposed to feed their families? Is there a limit to their greed? Down with the Ambergline tax. So Ambergline, I don't think is an actual type of material. I think it's made up or fictional, but amber obviously sounds like it's some kind of resin, hard resin stone or something like that. Caraclock, you can't be serious. Do you read the Excellent Gazette now? Of all the newspapers I've read, that one is surely the most erratic of them all. It's a vile mixture of polar opposites, patriotic and anti-authoritarian reporting at the same time. The news are so confusing and the newspaper's opinions change so much that I doubt the writers themselves were sane to begin with. You could be in trouble as well, for that rag is considered illegal now. Some riots broke out at the Dayport Traders Bank last week because this piece of rubbish reported that the owner had replaced all the money with fake coins to crash the city's economy. Of course, all of that was an obvious fabrication, but you know how people are. Somehow I doubt this will be the last case of mass hysteria caused by it. The Baron's police are now trying to find the people responsible and where that garbage comes from. But it's a lost cause if you ask me. The paper is distributed in the strangest ways. Glued to nobles' barouches, hidden in pies, or distributed by mute beggars. Burrick cake. I even saw one attached to the dog's tail once. Okay. Let's make a real save right here. There. Okay. 978. Okay, did I forget to take maybe the gold goblet again? Yeah, I think I forgot to take one piece of loot back where... Yes, I did. There, forgot to take that after I saved, so 1003. Okay, now we're in the gallery. Beautiful art.
What I see there?
Have to wait for him to get past. Stones that are propping out. So we're now in this area here. Here's a sleeping guy here. Wood growing out from the walls. Now, I want to wake this guy up and show you guys something. This guy has a golden deadly mask and he shoots spider webs and all sorts of stuff. So obviously a mage of some sort. At least 3 different attacks we've seen so far. I think those are the 3 he has. He seems to favor the Spitfire. So this can take you downstairs, but not upstairs, and we want to go upstairs now. To the upper floors, but there is no map for the upper floors. Let's see. Okay, so this here... No, that was back into the gallery. You can see a statue. We're going to go in there now. That statue, 1018. This is...
What's going on over there?
One of the balconies overlooking the foyer
That's
downstairs.
What's going on over there?
Okay, so he comes in here. I did not know that. jump over there. We're gonna climb this. I put myself in a sticky situation here.
What I see there?
Without really knowing it. There. Okay, so now we are in the northwest on the 3rd floor. So if we can use some sort of use the building here outline to sort of understand where we are now here in the on the upper floors. So we're going to try to navigate this upper floor a little bit. We have 1018. Let's make a real save again.
A yard of pain for you!
See, I'm just going to show you this upstairs here while this archer is probably going to chase me here.
Got you now!
This is an area that doesn't have anything of interest really.
Ask for it!
But it overlooks the foyer downstairs. Here's an area, we're going to get to that a little bit later.
A yard of pain for you!
So if we go this way, we can get to the vault. So that's one entrance to the vault from this area, but there's nothing to pick up or read or anything like that in this area.
Ask for it!
So it's not a route I'm going to take. Really? Oh, that one is dead. So we're going to go this way. So we're now headed east.
Something moved there?
Yeah, and there's a guy with a purse. We need his purse right now. Little nook here. Gonna head into, this is that foyer that we saw from above. Head in here and grab these two. Here you can see the streets below. Can't have that. Jump in Thief 1, you can jump so far. You can jump from rug to rug. That is very beneficial. That's something you can do. Okay, so now we're moving southeast here. Clever loot piece here, tiara on the statue. That hits the 1250 loot objective. So now we're sort of moving along the south side of the building. We're now sort of in the middle, heading east. Interesting art here. I can just stand and look at the art. I have an interest in art in general. Though I don't know too much about it, I like to learn about it and read a little bit about the pieces that I see. Okay, here is the clock. golden clock. And we can also, without falling down, we might just need to take the clock. It's that objective. And we got 2 red goblets there. Red goblets, I think, are worth 8 each. We're going to continue in this direction. Along the south. Stack of coins, coin pair and 2 single coins. Purple vase, and then there's also a couple of apples there. 1458. 8 apples. Okay, so now we're outside of the loft there. There are 2 goblets. This is above the room where we took the gold goblet, the rug, and the purse from the archer that patrolled. So you can see you can jump over here and mantle up a lot of area. You can go up the torch and then go up to that planter box and in. Just an endless amount of non-linearity to this mission. Let's read this. This is an interesting readable. The City Herald. The extinguisher strikes again, new testimony says. New reports of this mysterious vandal supposedly terrorizing the Suchheim neighborhood have been delivered to the City Herald this morning, including this testimony from a certain Mr. Preston Hildebrantus, stonecutter, and a statement from the Honorable Seamus A. Blatt, barrister. A barrister is a type of lawyer. And Suchheim is a section that's been added to the city from fan missions. I know that there are some authors that have used that. Truly, this is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my entire life, Mr. Hildebrandt said. And I have seen peculiar things, believe you me. I was minding my business in my small shop on Henfrey Street when I heard a commotion upstairs. As I was carefully climbing the stairs, I saw a dark, hooded figure in the hallway. At first, I thought it was a thief. Addendum, reports of thefts from the so-called downwinders are frequent in downtown, so I hid in the dark, ready to strike this awful brigand. To my surprise, however, this person drew their bow and doused all the torches in the room using water crystals. They then went to their merry way in my house and my shop, extinguishing all the lights and leaving puddles of water everywhere, before leaving some time after the deed was done and my whole place was as cold and dark as a tomb. They didn't even steal anything. I didn't believe this tale of the extinguisher that's whispered in the streets of Suchheim, but after seeing it with my own eyes, there is no way I can deny this knave's existence. The Honorable Seamus A. Blatt, a noted barrister who is used to dealing with mysterious cases and is on the side of the defendant, is, however, incredulous. Addendum, Mr. Blatt defended Mr. Heinz Stato in the peculiar case of the food thief a year ago, and was quoted saying this burglar was just a legend in the City Tribune. I have dealt with many a strange case with bizarre characters in my long career, but never before have I heard of the tale of a shadowy figure breaking into homes, extinguishing every light source possible, and then getting out quietly without swiping any lucre, or without stealing anything at all for that matter. Dousing torches and such is a common tactic used by gutter snipes, street trash, and lowlives, but it is used to help them steal items of value. In the case of Mr. Hildebrandt' extraordinary encounter, however, this person didn't even bother to steal anything. I most regretfully and publicly state that either Mr. Hildebrandt inhaled too much fumes from the aptly named Suchheim district and was dreaming high up there on a little dark cloud of smoke, or we are in the presence of the most mysterious and unexplainable human being I have ever heard of in that vandal. Surely, no one expects anyone to believe such nonsense. If a barrister on the side of the defendants do not believe in such a ridiculous story, how do you think the honorable judges Stewin and Azamlarg are going to react to this? This brings me on to another subject, these abysmally dull and bafflingly stupid cases we must now blah blah blah. Azamlarg, remember, is the warden or the judge from Disorientation. Rumpleball, Downlock, South Quarter 5-2, Hightown, High Watch 6-4, Eastport, Downtown 0-6. Wow, Eastport is not doing too hot. Okay. We have 1488. That is correct here. Here you can actually mantle up to the railings. We're going to listen to a conversation now.
Ridley, my friend. Wanna play some Feuillade with me?
Sorry, pal. I didn't take my cards with me this time.
Don't worry. I have mine.
Oh boy. I should have stayed in bed.
Oh, what's wrong? You seem to be upset about this game.
Look, why not play a funny game for a change? Like pheasants and wheat.
Aw, come on. Truffle-a-din's the best. Just wait until we divide the total amount of black puddings on the head and double the same amount with the 5 last red jacks on the...
I said no.
Okay. How about the High Watch variant? It's the same rules, but without the melding. And we say Truffle Din Din each time we have the Valor of 44 Hammer Priests, and...
How about I play with someone else?
Alright. Oh, what about Fauchard Fork? Or Black Treacle?
Tough off.
Well, we have a gamer here, seems like. Grab this vase here. 1513. Okay, let's wait for him to go back. There should be a candlestick in this room here. Yep, silver candlestick, 1538. Outside this tower, there's a bottle of wine, well hidden. We're now right above the guard captains, I think, in the far northeast. Yeah, he saw me, guaranteed.
You startled me.
We're going down here now.
What's that in the shadow?
Unfortunate with some...
Stop making all that noise, will you?
That wasn't an alert, by the way. The guards almost alert to each other. This is the guy that comes out here, where we emerged. We're going to go this way now. And now we are sort of entering a section of the map that is almost devoid of guards entirely. There are various ways of getting here, but this is what it is. So you can get down here. We're not going to go this way. We're going to go here. Read this. Messer Halleford, I write to you to remind you of your duties to your baron and your city. Surely you do not expect that the payment you sent on the 1st of the month is the entirety of your tax geld, or do you think the baron is unaware of your illegal trading operation with Blackbrook? Let me remind you of the example made of Lord Bryn Varen, and assure you that the penalties for concealment of income are as harsh today as they were in Bryn Varen's time. The main difference, of course, is that today the inspectors receive a bounty, and are even more enthusiastic in their duties. The Baron waits for the remainder of your tax geld. I advise that you do not leave him waiting too long. Julian Freehalt, Commissioner of Taxes. Let's see. If we go in here, go through this. It's a horrific painting right here. Here's a stack of gold coins. Wait, I forgot something now, didn't I? Let me check if I did. I think I did. No, I did take that. Oh, you know what? There it is. There was another piece of loot here. Okay. 1638. And then 1663. Good. Now here is a secret. But it's fairly obvious, isn't it? So it's not supposed to be well hidden. But here we have something interesting. We have a readable first. A vault keynote. Drek, don't you worry a mite about getting the key down in that hellhole. There's a canny secret to them statue heads near his big tree. Snuck there once before, so it's no fear for me. I'll get it myself. Worry yourself about the snatching of his other key. Once you grab it, sneak up the secret way to the vault, and we'll dine fine off the back of his old dusty treasure. Got myself a buyer for sure. So, here is a bloody key. This guy has been killed, but he's taken one of the two keys that's needed to get into the vault. I didn't show you. I showed you the vault, but there's two locks on the right side. The other key, then, is behind a canny secret to them statue heads near his big tree. So that's where you need to go to find the other key. Now, as it happens, you actually don't need either of those keys to get that item in the vault, and that is our objective. So I'm not going to take those keys because we're going to have to return them, and there's another way to get that item fairly easily. Let's see. Yes, we're on our right way here. Then we're going to go down into the library itself. Here's a healing potion. And then... oh, did not mean to take that. A letter. Desmond, remember the Shemanov knives you bought some years ago? back when they were just starting and were actually competent. These are the good ones, and they cost a fortune now, so keep them with you. But their knives now, by far the shoddiest rubbish I've seen in a while. Buy the new Shemanov knives. They're the sturdiest and sharpest in the city. My dimwit head servant actually bought them, of course, without my knowledge. To my utter terror, I've had one of these knives snap not 2 days ago, and the blade went flying to the other side of the room, almost hurting poor Lady Nicolodi. Sturdiest my bottom, but sharpest, that's for sure. She already hated me, but now she thinks I want to kill her. It's a miracle she avoided that blasted thing. You can be assured I had Dominic whip that moron until he was a bloody pulp. I can't fathom why people still buy their Drek. The Shamanovs are swimming in so much money, they already bought that old baronial fortress near Lower Darksmoke some years back, and now they bought another castle in Dayport. Who am I kidding anyway? I don't like the hammers very much, but these raving lunatics looking for eyes to pluck at least know how to make good kitchen utensils. I have no use for their pointless hammers, though, so they can stop supplying them to my manor house and shove them where I think. Okay, so here's a little trivia question for you guys. Where in Thief Gold is there a conversation where you overhear people talking about the Shemanov knives? I'd like you to comment on the mission and the exact location in the mission of that conversation. There's one conversation that I believe this readable is pointing to directly. Here's a gold vase. And here's a gold candlestick. Okay, let's head this way. This route here, we're going to come down there, I believe, later. Down here there are some patrollers around. We're not going to get into contact with them too much. So here's the big tree that was talked about. Let's head in here. Okay, so here's a moss arrow, and there is a garden shed key. Down here is a flash bomb, and then this opens the garden shed, and that takes you to that door that was locked in the basement. But obviously, there's only one copy of that key. We do not need that key under any circumstance. So I don't like to pick up things unnecessarily, and that isn't allowed for Supreme either. No, unless you put him back, of course. Okay. So here, so healing fruit, grapes, and 2 apples. And then there was something about the statues, right, next to that tree. This is the statue it's talked about. So this is where we're going to head down now. We don't need that other key either, but this is the way to the main objective also. Don't fall down here, obviously. Looks like almost a former prison of some sort. That's the same pit. So we have to drop down here then. Okay, there's nothing really of interest here in this grotto. There's a door here, and that takes us to a beautiful underground lair of some sort. 2 silver goblets, that's all the loot down here. Smoky rooms behind the gate. And if you go into this room, an eye with a trickster symbol. Here this is the other key. Key found deep underground. When you take that, you can hear what sounds like the hoofs of the trickster. It's just an audio file. There's nothing actually spawned down here. I don't believe anyway. I've never seen anything, but it's supposed to set the mood even more terrifying. Seems to be dripping blood here. So we don't need that key. So we just have to find our way out of here, and we have a different route to go out. Now we get above the layer down below. Okay, here's a fairly well hidden piece of loot. Didn't find that my first time through. I had to run through it a second time to see that. Forgot about that. And I didn't save it. Okay. Didn't save it because there's no enemies down here, but... So it's the red step here that is a trap. You're not allowed to trigger any traps for Supreme, whether you get hurt or not, but you can just jump over it. That's easy enough. Wait. No. I thought we had gone too far, but we haven't. Here's another reference to the sword, of course, the misaligned rooms. Here's another trap. If you step on this. This area, and here you can jump into this room. Here's a gold goblet. Another room that I just didn't see on my first run through here, so it can be easily missed. Let's see. I think we should be safe here. I should have a purse too that we can take. Poor timing. There's a guard right there. Make another real save. So this area we're headed into now is kind of the Who is seeing that?
Is that you?
There is a guard up here, I know. Just don't know exactly where he is. Let's see. There's a water arrow in the pool here. We gotta dodge that guard. Let's see. Don't 100% know where he is going, so okay.
Who's there? Hello?
Okay. I think the coast is clear here if we just wait him out.
What I see there?
How is he seeing me? Goes backwards a little bit. Okay. Over here's a silver candlestick. This area doesn't have anything. You can drop back down again if you go through these windows. Here's another water arrow. A little bit of a maze, this. Okay. Here, you can see there's sort of a little narrow region.
What I see there? I see you there.
Is he coming back? Okay. Then we might need to hide up here. Difficult to explain where I'm going because there's no map, of course, of this area, but this is still the, even though we're probably quite far down, it's still the upper floors.
Hey, what was that? Huh?
This is a room that is empty.
Nothing to be seen now.
Has some dripping stuff, whatever it is, dripping magic maybe.
What I see there?
It's like he does a little pivot or something. Oh, just his peripheral vision.
Who goes there?
Man, this was tougher than I thought, this area. Head down here. And then there is a...
Huh?
Okay, I thought he was in search mode, because sometimes they act kind of funny when they... This opens a secret panel. And there are 3 doors here. That holds a chest. This is a very special chest. Because it holds a different chest. And a different chest, and a different chest, and a different chest. Don't think you can do it on top of that. And there we finally get the coin. It's worth 1, total 1903. And we can close these again afterwards. But that's the best we can do. We can't obviously put them back into each other again. But I think there's 7 chests there. Kind of reminds me of those Russian dolls. Isn't that where the concept is taken from? Matroska dolls, is that what they're called? I think so. Let's see. Okay, good. Head back here, and then we get to that little narrow area that we saw earlier. And here's a purple vase. Worth 50, total 1953. We're gonna follow this guy. Take the gold candlestick there. And then we're gonna try. To mantle up here again. Close that. And then I think that guard is coming. We're gonna have to head left across the little stair bridge. So that's, I think, where he is headed to. This is one of the coolest designed areas in the mission, right here. It's difficult. Whenever you increase difficulty, tight patrols, a lot of areas where you can get spotted in through windows and from other levels above you or below you, it becomes a lot more tense. And we're gonna head into the vase chamber itself now. Over here. And here is a stack of silver coins, and then we're going to listen to a conversation.
You been at guard here long?
Long enough.
Long enough for what?
Long enough to want to be working somewhere else.
Okay, let's see. We can hide here, and one of the guys that comes by has a purse. Yep. I think he should go down there afterwards. At which time we can take it. And we're gonna head upstairs here. There. So now we're on the upper ledges here. There's a huge tree. It's a very clever little secret here. Let's see if I can get up there. Did it. Perfect. Up here is a tiara on a statue. Total 2,093. Then we can drop back down. Imagine a loot item that not everyone finds on their first playthrough. I just certainly didn't. Oh, I was lucky. here. Here is the vase. And some other things floating. But we can't reach it from here. We have to actually jump over to the other side and get it from that end. Before that, we're going to read something. In here, there's a logbook. 82133. Illyrian potteries, 2 kilograms each. Dire Muid Alistair. 3 ugly potteries from Illyria. Fair prices. The last one is particularly crude, but could serve as a new chamber pot. Cook bought black puddings and gabble wings from the local butchery in Hightown. Steep prices, but excellent taste. 823.33. Steel plate armor. 27 kilos to wall. Nice plate armor from the siege of Miranval. Proprietor unknown. Paldrus, sabatons and counters are missing, but otherwise in excellent condition. 827.33. Got an interesting visitor today. Some old man was looking for a couple of rare books that were stolen from a library in Darksmoke, and promised me quite the sum if I returned him these books. Is there even a library in Darksmoke? I don't recall seeing anything other than old castles, merchants, households, and poorhouses. I do have some valuable books in my library. Can't remember what man's face nor his voice. The only thing I recall is his greenish attire. So Darksmoke, if I haven't mentioned it before, is a fan-made region of the city. That's been used in several fan missions. Oh, can't do that. So I didn't know if he continued to turn around, so he turns around. So let's look at his patrol. I'm not 100% sure on it. Okay.
It's said that robbing a pagan brings the evil eye. But after seeing this, I'll take the risk anytime.
Okay. So if we had continued down, there's a staircase in the next room, and that just goes down to an empty room where that guard was. So that is our main objective. The Manor, Halleford's Manor, and steal his vase. Okay. So now, the easiest way to get out of here now is actually going through this window. Drop here. There's no way they can see us now. This section actually doesn't have any enemies. So we're now sort of south of the main vase chamber area. You can get up here too. No, I guess you can't. Because you don't have a rope arrow and you can't mantle up here, I don't think. In here is a silver vase. 2143. And there's a little pool with a moss arrow. Nothing else, just scenic. This route takes you back to the library.
Must have been rat.
So that we're not going to go there, but well, we are, but not right now. Let's see. Yeah. In here, this actually looks right into the vase chamber. You can see the vase from here if you haven't taken it. There's a silver goblet. 2155. Another decorative room. Beautiful painting here. And here's a red goblet. 2163. And here, another very well hidden piece of loot. Behind these drapes, there's a little reading nook. with a gold goblet. And if you take this way back down, you can get down to the vase chamber from above. So that's the staircase that goes all the way back to the beginning.
Back here and fight! Ah! Stop right there!
And this takes you down here again, where we were. Let's see, we are instead going to go up this way. Let's see. Yeah. If we go up here now, cross over here, we get to the room with that book, which is also on the other side of the vase. There's several places you can see the vase without actually reaching it. Here is, I guess, Halleford's bed. Here's 2 silver candlesticks, 2238, and then there is a book. Treaty on Paganism, Perversities by the Most Honourable John of Clearwater, Chapter 3. The builder blushing veils his sacred fires, and in a silent agony morality frail expires. The Grand Inquisitor, Locus, famous both for his towering figure during the affair of the bewitched of Manor, and for surprising the burghers by holding a trial instead of ordering an immediate cleansing by fire, tasked his scribes to write an account of this mysterious case after a successful prosecution. One passage from the scribal papyruses interests us. Then the pious man asked John Pepin, a costard monger, about what sort of loathsome affronts were done against the builder underneath the village, deep into grottos and the basements. And the brave rustic man answered that oftentimes he saw men naked as they were born, lying on their front on the cold barren earth, moving their hips with the same fervor as if one was engaging in a coitus, taking great pleasure with these evil spirits named succubuses, invisible to all but their victims, and the goodman could only see from this grotesque accouplement a dark greasy smoke, vaguely shaped as a curvaceous woman, rubbing herself upon the fallen men, as well as a nausea-inducing malodor of flowers and ripened fruits empesting the air. Joyce Bowes, a wet nurse from Sapperby, told Jerem the storysmith that at each full moon the vile-hoofed liar and his caracolant court held ceremonies in the deepest catacombs below the Lemurian mountains to fornicate with countless women, and their custom is to know the most beautiful one by the front and the most hideous one by the behind. In her magnus opus Tractatus de Impi Sortilegiis, the abbess Vertigast from the Order of the Mute Sisters reported that after reading a certain grimoire, whose name has been shut, feverish nocturnal visions of an incubus appeared before her, and she was forced into several misgracing acts with the evil spirit, like the being punished her to have rested her eyes upon the secrets of tricksterian magic. It's in great detail that the incubus is described in this treaty, the creature taking the impious shape of both a man and a goat, and being in possession of a serpent in lieu of a phallus. Of these terrifying tales, 2 points are to be made. Primo, of the luscious operation which isn't committed or practiced by them for the pleasure they take from it. Because those are cold and calculating beings, this copulatory act is forced upon their victims, akin to an usurer scattering the seeds of his future deeds. Secundo, or second, of these disgusting acts, they are inflicted upon men for their sole purpose of making them fall into the maw of chaos, where they spawn from either to feast upon their fallen soul, or to disgrace the servants of the Almighty Builder. A lot of cryptic expressions here. I don't think that the details here are too important. It's more showing that Halleford is certainly involved in paganism, and if he turns out to be the trickster or an alias of the trickster, which I alluded to earlier, that certainly wouldn't be surprising. Okay, let's see here. We are going to head through here. And here's some glasses, 2288. And now we're above the library. You can drop down here, although it's difficult without taking damage. Let's head back and go down the normal way. Here's a red vase, upper study area, and here's a readable. Dear Messer Halleford, I write you this missive to regretfully inform you that we cannot fulfill your wish to obtain the 2 items you were asking for. These were Asol the Lake Nymph, an original Maruno from 821, the Cicada, an original Isaac from 826. Furthermore, and this is strictly between us, acquiring art, this, for a lack of a better word, lewd, is very difficult these days. Acquiring an original Maruno is akin to asking a burrick to dance. Besides, Maruno himself is confined to Giles at Peak, and I doubt he will ever see daylight again. I don't know if this is pronounced correctly. Giles at Peak, it seems Gilles, seems a little bit French, but this is a location, I think, in Shadow of Doubt campaign by Sperry, and he was also, or his campaign was also referenced in Mission 1. So it seems like at least some of the authors really like Sperry's work. I haven't played any of his missions. I got some comments on his missions from the first mission. So yeah, let me know if you guys think I should try out some of Sperry's missions. Anyway, these are not simply nude paintings, Messer. They are incredibly provocative works against modern decency. You can be assured our house will be in trouble if the Hammerites decided to organize an impromptu visit. Again, I must sorrowfully state that we cannot access your request, but we have many other items for you should you want to take another look at our collection. We remain, Messer Halleford, your servants. Burgess and Fielding, Fine Art Collectors, Hightown. Okay. Now we can drop back down here. Now we're back, and we read this before. And now we can go back up. We've actually gotten all the loot down here now. So we're now going to head back to this area where we found the first key for the vault. And now we are going to head back upstairs to the 3rd floor. This is a route I haven't shown you guys yet. Okay, here there's a chest with a gas. No, yes, a gas mine. Here we have a little storage loft. And in here there is a blue vase, 2338. Here is a painting that seems to be shimmering. And this is actually a painting called Ivan the Terrible and his son Ivan. It's a zoomed in part of the picture, though the picture is the painting is much bigger. This is just a small section of it. And Ivan was a Russian Tsar who actually ended up killing his own son, and here he's regretting it. That's actually the story of the painting. It's a well-known one. Here is a fire arrow. And now you're back by the vault.
What's that?
Somebody heard that. Do that then. So here are the 2 keys, and we're supposed to use that to open this. But we can fairly easily... I did this fairly easily before. There. You can just lean through like this and take the disfigured head. So that is the... Can't drop that. But that is the piece inside Halleford's vault. And then we have what we need. So yeah. Most gates like this can be leaned through if you just run up and lean quickly. A certain time period there if you do it right. So I'm a little bit surprised that that wasn't fixed during testing. Reducing the fob distance or something like that. Okay. Now we are going to take a different road down. Another secret here. One we haven't seen before. We're almost done. There we go. Here's a moss arrow, some food, and a gold goblet. 2363. Okay, I didn't know where he was. So this is obviously an area we've seen before. There's a piece of loot here. A diamond in the chandelier. 2463. Is max loot. And then we have a way out right here through the north window. I make a real save here because we're just about done. Let's check our inventory. Oh, we didn't actually read a message from Dahlquist. I forgot to kind of counterproductive read that now, but anyway. Hume, I have no idea if you've ever used these smoke bombs from Jordan and Mafiotis, but I thought giving you a couple as a token of my appreciation for you taking this job was a good idea. I know you've told me you don't give a damn about creepy crawlies ever since your stay in jail and in the work camp, but if you ever find yourself surrounded by a few nasty critters, just throw these at them and they'll skedaddle faster than you can say by the builder's arse. Just don't breathe these fumes, you hear me? They're not strong enough to send you to sleep, but they are potent enough as to give you one strong headache and a loss of control over your body. Man, I have no idea who these manufacturers are, but their toys can sure do some damage. I doubt you'll have to use them on Halleford's lazy bastards, but you never know, might come in handy as well. Return with that damn vase, and we'll drink some good red from it, D. Okay. So the best way I've found to leave here is actually... just do that. The guard captain, I just saw him walk away, so he definitely didn't see us. He's the only one that can see us here. Make sure he doesn't catch me now. There he is. Okay. Then all we have to do is head back to the beginning. So I hope you guys did like this mission and my playthrough. Let me know as always. Talk a little bit about it once we're done. But as with any of these missions, they are beautifully designed. Any areas like desktop worthy, wallpaper worthy. Okay, something's gonna happen now that we walk in to the final alley here.
Damn, what a brute. Good thing we got the drop on him.
Are you really sure that this is the guy Darquist told us to grab?
Who else could it be? Now come on, let's turn him in to Lord the Wall.
Alright, so quite an ambush there at the end. So, DrKubiac was mentioned and the Wall was mentioned. So, we'll learn more about that in the briefing for the next mission. So, that, as far as I could tell, was a successful Perfect Supreme Ghost of Where Old Faces Fade. That took 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 42 seconds. We found 2463 out of 2463. We picked all 5 pockets. We picked no locks because we don't have lockpicks. No backstabs or knockouts. No damage dealt taken or healing taken. Nothing and nobody killed. And our campaign total so far is 2 hours, 38 minutes, 38 seconds. And we found 4150 loot. No damage dealt or received. Okay. Very, very good mission. Solid 8 out of 10 for me. Where I'm pulling a little bit is replay value. Because it's not very difficult overall, it isn't a mission that I would be longing to replay. In my opinion, and this goes for movies as well, movies that have made an emotional impact on me, or games, you know, especially those that are scary or difficult or have a lot of hidden things where I feel like I haven't found everything. That is what warrants a second or multiple subsequent playthroughs for me. And I just don't sit with any feeling like that after this mission. I did after the first mission, because the difficulty was slightly higher. And I've played up to mission 5. And the next 3 missions, at least, are magnificent. They are near perfect missions, and they are also more difficult. So let me know what you think. It's still a great mission in terms of design, layout, atmosphere, a nice reference back to the sword. That's the obvious mission that I think of. So yeah, nothing more to say really, other than I'm looking forward to the rest of this campaign, showing you that. In the meantime, you guys stay safe. Thank you as always, and I look forward to seeing your comments. And until next time, have a good evening. Bye-bye.